Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Detroit Key Club Life Conversation. We are going to have some fun today. I am so excited. I got several people in the studio. We got Terrence and Misty and Missy. We do have my co-host Erica on. She is offsite, and then we got another guest. It is complete artist Victor Green. I see you in the car. We're gonna bring you on in a minute. Today is going to be a little extra special. We're going to be talking about all things relationship. Okay. So we're going to start off with about good karma. Then we're going to go into the other half on far as your intentions, the good spouse or partner, and how to be the main and not the side piece.
Ooh, wow.
That's going to be some good stuff. So you guys, we definitely want everybody that's out there in the social media to chime in, to put your comments and stuff on there. Don't forget to subscribe to us if you are listening to us on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts and all of those good things. But before we go into that, a couple of things. We did have our DKC couples paint with Victor Green, who is also our guest on today. We had a phenomenal event. Everybody really loved it. Eric, I don't know if you can hear me, but we're going to bring you on the screen to kind of help with that. And everybody, they just painted some really good pictures past Terrence and Misty. You know, you guys missed it. Y'all were there.
Yeah, we were there.
Oh my God. Like
awesome.
I told, it was so awesome. It was awesome. He did a really good job. And I want to say thank you, Victor, for all that you do, because you're a wonderful instructor. I took my cues from you also because we had a paint and sip at Missy D's on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And it went it went so good. It was amazing. What did you think about that, Missy?
I think it was awesome. Thank you, Victor, for teaching Antonio. He showed out. It was really amazing. I don't know what we would have done had he not been there. So thank you.
I saw those paintings and I was like, hey, bro, you trying to steal my job? What's up?
He stole your job, okay?
Hey, I told Missy, I was like, I was just envisioning myself being Victor. What would Victor do?
I said, where did you get all of that from? He said, that wasn't me, that was Victor.
Right. So I was channeling you because Victor knows that I have never ever did a paint class.
That.
2, I am not an artist. 3, I don't even know where that came from.
You were Victor.
I was Victor.
You did that.
Hey, you DJ, you spin records. That's a form of art. So you are
right.
Let me tell you, I had them making shapes. I looked at that picture. I was like, you're going to draw an oval. We're going to have a rectangle. We're going to do an upside down E to make the the
it was
amazing.
He really, really did his thing.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. I had to call him and be like, "Hey, bro, who you had come in and do that?" And he told me he did it. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And here's the exciting part about that. They had to sketch it out first. And so we didn't have any type of
totally
tracer or
just
anything.
Blank canvases. So they didn't have any. It was totally blank. And he just winged it all the way through. And it was absolutely beautiful. They turned out beautiful.
That was Picasso, Amicia.
Let me tell you. So Victor nickname is the Ghetto Van Gogh for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Get it right, Antonio. I'm Van Bro. That's Van Bro.
Van Bro.
Ghetto Van Bro.
That's the Van Bro.
Or you can call me Picasso. That works too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we're gonna have to get you some shirts that say Picasso on there.
Yeah, I'll deal with that.
Okay, just making sure. And so, Erica, you want to talk to them about, because we went to the red and white charity ball. So let me get the names right, because I don't want anybody to tell me that I did it wrong. So we went to the Most Excellent Prince Hall Grand Chapter Holy Royal Ark Mason and Most Ancient Prince Hall Grand Court Herons of Jericho red and white charity ball.
Oh, wow.
A mouthful.
That's a lot.
Wow. It was a scholarship benefit, so they were able to give 2 young people book stipends. I think it started out as 500, but they ended up being able to give them each $1,000. So it was for a very good cause. Me and Antonio had to show up and show out, and we had a great time
We did. Oh, we were
with all our
stunning. Let me tell
red.
you,
All that
we
red and white was beautiful. Everybody was dressed in red and white. It was beautiful. It was.
and the food there, I'm all about food. Misty, the food was amazing. They had a lot of food there. I was really impressed, and
Did they have chitlins?
Chitlins. Wait a minute.
You guys, I gotta get my thoughts together. Y'all got to ignore it, Terrence.
Erica, you look so pretty.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with chilling.
Thank you.
You look so pretty. You guys look amazing.
We felt like it. I felt like that song when I walked through.
You walked through.
I walked through.
I looked at those shoes. You were stunned.
Yeah, I was
Listen, when I tell y'all all eyes was on Antonio,
it was the shoes.
all eyes was on him when he walked up in here.
So I wore my Louboutins.
He wore them.
And this is the first time that I ever got nervous on them, because when you look really, really good and then everybody looking at you, they kind of make you a little nervous.
You got nervous?
I did.
Oh,
I
was
did.
really sharp.
Because it's like that. I came through and all of the oxygen got sucked out the room. And then people was like, yeah, I see them reds at the bottom of them shoes. I'm like,
Now, you didn't paint them on. You didn't paint the red.
Girl, no.
Right?
I'm cheap, but not that cheap.
All right. You better represent.
Okay.
You guys looked amazing.
So they gave away 2 scholarships to Miss Jasmine Smith. She is a graduate student from Anchor Bay High School, and Mr. Jakari Gray from Grosse Pointe North High School.
Oh, congratulations.
So congratulations to them.
Good job.
And Prince Hall Masonry always giving away scholarships, and so we're going to make sure that we start posting that information on our website at DetroitKeyClub.com, so individuals can get those applications and turn them in at the appropriate time. Afterward, we had the opportunity to stop by Travelers Lodge number 46 at the Liberian Center for their Red Valentine's Party. Shout out to the junior warden there, Early Nelson, and the worshipful master, Daryl Dunlap, and of course, my sons, Eric Evans and Derek Lipsy. So we had a fantastic time there. Eric, are you there?
Yep, I hear you.
All right, cool. And then the other person that was in the house was Mel Basemore, who's the Sovereign Grand Commander. So it was so, and I can't forget Rod Anderson. So they were all there in the house. So it was great. It was great. What else do I have here? I do want to talk about this Pure Spirit Cocktail and Spirits tasting that is April 21st at the Historical Museum in Detroit. I know Erica and I will be there. And Misty, did you get your ticket yet?
I did not. The time frames, because what day is that?
Is that a Saturday?
I think it's a Friday. It's usually a Friday.
It's a Friday, but it's during the day.
No, it's at 7 p.m.
It's at 7. Okay.
Unless you get the VIP, you can come in at 6. Their general admission is now $50, and the VIP is at $70. So they got a lot of different sponsors there. They got the Remy, of course. I love me some Remy VSOP and Cranberry.
Yeah.
They're gonna have people from Casamigos, Grand Marnier, and Middleton, and many, many, many more. So it is cocktail chic.
D's. We need to be on the scene.
She can't because that's Jayla's birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's my daughter's birthday.
I love Jayla.
I love her too.
Jayla works so hard, for the events and different things. So shout out to Jayla.
Shout out to Jayla.
Shout out to Damon.
Hi, babe.
Damon always gives shout outs.
Damon.
And Jayla did her thing. And don't forget, we got to talk about Ashley too, because Ashley.
Yeah. Shout out to Ashley.
Yes.
Hi, Ashley. If you're watching, thank you. They did their thing at Misty D's the other day.
We appreciate everything that they do.
All the time.
Because that Missy D staff, they be on point.
Above and beyond.
Hashtag excellency.
Yes.
Yes. So any other events that's happening you guys know of?
Anything going on?
Other than Tasha and Erica getting ready for a cruise. Victor, do you got any events that's coming up?
No, nothing currently. I'm trying to find something to put on the books though. Our hustle never dies, but I'm just trying to spark up those campuses, bro.
So I do want to put this out there early. So I am going to do a Mother's Day brunch at Missy D's.
Yes.
And Victor, we're going to need you to come do painting and or caricatures. So I'll make sure that I get that information to you. Misty, I'm gonna need you to do the grits.
Yes.
We'll have shrimp and grits. And Damon, while you watching, I'm gonna need you to do the chicken and waffles. So
yes.
That's a straight up breakfast. That's gonna be ooh-wee off the chain.
Oh yeah. So that information is going to be put out there very soon. Do something special for the mothers for Mother's Day.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to stop fooling with y'all because y'all gonna have me messing up my boyish figure. I'm gonna be about 350 dealing with y'all.
It's called doing more cardio and get yourself in a caloric deficit.
Victor, we said we need you to come and help paint. You don't have to eat, sir.
Well, I'm gonna eat though. That's the problem.
Missy will make sure he has some fruit and water.
Yeah,
And
we'll have you a fruit tray. We'll have you a
I'm
fruit
just joking. I'm just joking. I'm on a seafood diet. I see it, I eat it. So I'm not.
Hey,
We're gonna have
I'm
shrimp
right
and
there
grits,
with you.
so we're gonna be all right.
yes.
That works for me.
All right. So the first half of the show, we're gonna be talking about karma and what it means to have karma and all that good stuff. And then the second part of this first half of the show, we're gonna talk about the good partner. So I want to start the show off by what is your definition of karma? Come on, Misty.
So it depends. So karma is receiving back what you give out, and that's what everybody kind of knows of is karma.
Right.
Well, karma's gonna come to you whether it's good or bad. Biblically, it's called reaping.
Right.
And it's not, to me, it's not well, you get it, but you don't. Everybody gets it, whether you call it karma or whether you call it reaping. So you put out good things, you get good things back. Put out bad things, you get bad things back. However, biblically, the Bible states that it may not come back to you.
Right. It can be in the next generation
or the generation after that. So it's good to be kind and respectful and just do good by others, because you don't have to be saved to get karma or reaping.
And I think a lot of people is sowing bad karmic seeds.
Yes.
And they don't understand the ramification and what happened later on, probably not in their lifetime, but in their children's lifetime. And so we're being very selfish by doing different things and not thinking about the ramification of it.
Correct.
Right,
We forget.
Terrence, I know you got something to talk about this, because you reap what you sow.
That's
what you
right.
put out is what you're going to
Absolutely.
get back. And so one of the things that I try to do is to try to be kind, to try to be respectful to others and try to do good, because I want those good things to come back into my life.
Absolutely.
Your take on it?
Well, I just have one word: a kickback.
Well,
Yeah,
if you think about the kickback, you know, it can be a good kickback or a negative kickback.
It could be.
Yep.
Because you forget, as humans, we forget things that we've done in the past. So when things start happening, you're not always remembering or, equating that with something that you did 20 years ago.
Right. And I like that, because some people need to let some things go. They're still holding on to traumatic experience or some experience that they think but had in their childhood. Not taking the fact I don't remember what happened to me at 5 years old, but some things that some people went through, they're holding it on. For instance, like their mom or their dad wasn't never in their life like they wanted them to be. They're still holding on to that, and then that's affecting how they deal with their relationships, not only with their spouse or partner, but with their children.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to be able to let that go.
Right.
And so even though that you didn't cause the problem, but by you harboring it is creating bad karmic energy, and that's you're passing that on to other people.
That's a good way to put it.
Good way to look at it.
Yep.
And so one of my idols is Oprah. Sorry, but she used to always, she still talk about it.
Why the sorry?
Sorry, but not sorry. I love Oprah. And one of the things that she's talking about is people intentions. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
Um, what's behind the reason on the things that you do? And can we come up with some example of situation that we've been in that people had negative intentions in their doings?
That's the newlyweds. Damon.
And if Terrence don't start blurting out Damon's name, Damon is Missy's husband. They did get married last year. He is online.
So what do you mean, like negative? Like, give me an example.
Okay, so negative intentions. For instance, okay, you guys got married, right? Somebody that don't like you, and they're saying, well, congratulations, and I hope that your marriage goes well. But their intentions is not the words that's spewing out their mouth.
Oh, we have that all day long.
Yeah.
Right.
Wishing you well, hoping you fail.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
The fake love all day long. People do it all day long. Praying on you, but not praying for real.
You.
Not the real pray.
Right.
All day long. And you just have to learn not to, I've learned, or I'm learning not to feed into it. And just keep it moving, because everybody that hug you really don't wish you well. And for me, Damon don't care. For me, that's a hard pill to swallow, because I truly am a people person and truly genuinely like people.
Right.
For him, he just don't care. But people really do wish bad on you, and I've learned that since being married.
And that's why you got to keep a lot of people out of your business,
away from you, period.
And away from you too. Yeah.
It's not even
you
about
have to be selective.
You
with
really
who
do.
You have in
but
your
it's so hard,
it
because
is hard.
The amazing part of it is not strangers. It's people that you allow in your home. It's your family. It's family. It's friends, like the ones that you allow in your space. And it's really heartbreaking to think that is the person that you rub elbows with the most that really don't want to see. People don't want to see you happy for real.
And let me tell you this, and I can attest to this. When you go over to Missy's house, she lays the red carpet out. She makes you feel welcome. It's always good food and good drinks, and her and her husband are good hosts. And and I can see some of the energy of people come in and they don't like that. They kind of like either the jealousy or whatever the case may be. But me and you talked about it, that they are still in the midst and want to be present. And people's intentions is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't know.
So every choice produces consequences. So things that we do does affect the outcome in our life, right, Terrence? So every situation we are in, we played a major role in it. So how do we stop people from how do we get rid of that negativity in our life?
Well, I can say that she has helped me a lot. How to do it is you try to avoid it if you can, but a lot of times is admitting that you have a defect of not knowing how to avoid it. I think y'all remember when I first came here and pastoring, a lot of things we went through is that I didn't have the maturity enough to learn how to avoid it, how to deal with it, how to put it aside. So she had to, what we call, I won't say enlighten me. There were some, people call it arguments, but some intense conversations to help me grow, because, I can admit we do have defects and how to get past it and beyond it.
Right.
Yeah. So I say a lot of times we may need to be guided by the hand on something. Some things we able to do on our own, but like she was saying, I was one of the, my family. It was always church. It was never things about life and knowing how to deal with transitions, situations, people, real life, or they call it street smarts or sense, where she was able to. So really it sometimes you have to have some people to kind of guide you by the hand. I could let her elaborate on it a little bit, because she was the genius at that.
Misty, I'm getting confused. Misty, you was the genius behind it.
I wouldn't call it genius.
Yes,
it's just when you've been through so much in your life, you learn from it. One thing that I always say is that you're responsible for only you. You can't control anybody else's actions or responses, but you can control your own. So you're responsible for allowing people in your space. One thing that I do is if something isn't right, I remove myself.
Right.
I can take myself out of anything that I don't want to be a part of.
Right.
And still, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, I think, feel bad, or they think that it's wrong to remove themselves from people or from situations, but it's okay to do that when it becomes toxic or negative.
And you know what? And I did the same thing. Well, I like to try to be honest as possible, but I had a friend and I felt like everything was just being one-sided. And I'm supporting everything that they do, but when I have something going on, they never support, never reached out. And what drew the line was that this individual, when we did the opening for Missy D's, they said, "Oh, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming." But then another friend that said that they weren't coming because they was at the bar, saw that individual at the bar. So
I saw him at the bar.
Yeah, they went to the bar. Was more important than the friendship.
Yeah.
So I felt like, okay, since that's where your priorities lies, then let me let you have the bar, because this friendship we no longer need, because you don't value it.
Right.
Right. So I know what your intentions are. You say one thing, but then you turn around and do something else. So your intentions, it's not the friendship. Your intentions to do other things.
But don't you hate it when people say, I didn't mean to cut you up, but when they say it was not my motive or intention, but was it their motive or intention?
My thing is, when an individual has to say that, then yes, it was.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
I hear that. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, absolutely.
I agree.
People
with that.
do what we're grown, and you do absolutely what you want.
There you
do.
go.
Period. It's no if ands. Things happen. Life happens, but at the end of the day, you do what you want to do.
Correct.
And what I'm learning in this season is, and it's sad, but it's true. People truly don't want to see you win. A lot of people don't.
No.
Everybody that wishes you well, they don't want to see you win. And I don't personally understand it, because my motive is, like the sun is shining today. It's enough sunshine for everyone that's willing to go and get out there and get in it.
Right.
So why would I hate on you? Because, hey, you may go out there and get a beautiful suntan. It may take me a little longer to shine how you shining, but if I go out there and I keep doing it, I'm going to shine too. But it's people that truly don't want to see you make it. And it's sad, or think like I'm above you. No, I don't understand it, but people are truly that way, and then they make an excuse of it. Or I've had people where you keep inviting them to things and they make 10,000 excuses. Oh, I can't come because this and that. And then, like he said, but then you turn around and they here, there, and everywhere. You don't want to be a part of where you see I'm going.
Exactly.
And I'm fine with that.
Right.
And
I'm fine.
Just be
with
truthful.
That. Just be truthful and move along.
And the reality is that the support is never from the people that's close to you. It's from strangers.
It's from strangers.
It's from strangers.
Absolutely strangers. Absolutely strangers.
So what triggers karma, I wrote this down, is your attitude. We talked about that. Expectations. What did you expect to happen? Like and my sister's gonna beat me up, but it's okay. So she met this guy, was great in the beginning, had a baby, now she don't like him, and they separated. Well, what did you expect when you get into a situation that you don't really get to know that person? And I think that a lot of people do not let relationship evolve. They so quick and want to rush into something, and they don't know what it means to be. They don't even know what they want. They're thinking with another head and not the head that they should be thinking with. And so what did you expect that was going to happen? And what did you expect the outcome was going to be? And now you have a child that's in this world that did not ask to be here, that's going to suffer some consequences of adult actions.
And that's because we look at what other people have. And that's a mistake that I think that everybody makes at one point in their life. But you can't look at I can't look at what you have or what Missy has. I can't do that.
Correct.
Because I probably couldn't do what she has.
Right.
I couldn't go through what she went through to get
There
that.
you go.
And vice versa. You only seeing this part of it on the surface. You have no idea the back part, the back story. Everybody's got a story.
They do.
And a lot of times what people don't realize, especially on social media, is we show you the good part. Nobody shows
come
you.
on and preach.
No one shows
Exactly.
you what I'm just gonna talk about myself.
Go ahead, First Lady
and
Missy.
my,
Go ahead.
and my husband. Nobody shows you how I laid on my face and prayed for months and months and months.
Oh, I know.
For God to just make it where I'm able to breathe again because the wind was knocked out of me. Nobody's seen that.
Say that.
Everybody just seen when we got back together. Oh, look at the beautiful pictures. Nobody's seen when I couldn't even hold my head up. But everybody just, oh, Damon and Missy. They didn't see that because I didn't show that part.
Right.
But everybody wanted Damon. No, y'all don't. Because y'all don't know what it took for me to get what I got. And it's not the Damon that I got. It's the God that I talked to. And it's the God that I kept my lips in God's ear that heard my prayers. And had it not been Damon, he was going to still send me somebody else because my prayers was faithful. It wasn't about Damon. But that's who they see. And I thank God for him. But it wasn't about that. It was just what I show. So a lot of times we see the bodies on Facebook and all of they BBLs and, oh, I want to look like her. Right. But y'all don't see how she couldn't sleep in her bed for months because she had to sleep in a recliner because her body had to heal. Yeah. But all you see is this hourglass. We just see what people show us. And we be infatuated over what we see on social media. But you don't see the hard work or the pain or the suffering. We just see the aftermath
or the losses,
or the losses.
And speaking of
we don't
Damon,
see that part.
and you know we're making this podcast about Damon. Let me tell you,
Damon, I'm gonna give you minister license.
I know he like. How did this become about me?
Let me tell you this. You know how most people say, "I'm gonna pray with you." This time, I actually prayed.
Yes,
baby. I was determined that this situation was going to.
It was one or two things was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen.
Babe, I'm sorry this turned out to be about you. But it's not about you. We keeping it real.
Right. I love you, Damon.
Me too, Damon.
We keeping it real.
I couldn't see him with nobody else but you.
And that was I couldn't either.
I was not letting that happen.
I couldn't see him with nobody else but me. But at the same time, that's what I couldn't see. Whatever God saw, I was okay with that. So that's where I was at with it. I didn't want no one else. I don't think he should have wanted no one else. But I got to a place where, Lord, whatever you will have and whoever you created for my life, that's what I want. So either you clean him up or you move him completely out my life. So I'm okay with whatever that is. And soon as I said that, he came correct. And when he did come back, my words to him was, we done played the house role. We done played the boyfriend, girlfriend. Either we're getting married or you still not coming back. And I meant that thing. I stood on that thing. And August 6th of 2022, we got married. And here we are. I didn't bend. I didn't change that. I meant that thing. And I'm so happy. And women, you don't have to settle. You don't have to bow down to things that you don't want to do. You don't have to do, because men love different. Meaning you don't have to, we're going to talk about the side chicken. Ain't no side nothing. I'm more than enough woman for any real man. You don't have to be a side piece to nothing. I'm a main course.
And with that note, we're going to end this episode, and we're going to join into the fun for the next episode. For those of you that are looking online, you can stay tuned to the second half of the show. You do not want to miss. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Okay. If you want more information about DKC conversation, you can feel free to email us at info@DetroitKeyClub.com. Be safe.
Bye.
You can't get away from it because it's preaching on here. That's
Welcome back to Detroit Key Club Live Conversation. Yes, we are. This is part 2 of our relationship topics, karma and relationships. I am here with the lovely Missy and Misty and Terrence here. And I did have my co-host here, Erica. She is not on, I don't believe. And then we have Victor.
Ready for her cruise.
She's getting ready for her cruise. It was really hot on the last episode. So we're going to go right back into talking about the good partner, healthy relationships. What does it take to promote and to foster and to build that healthy relationship?
I think there's several things that goes into it. There's no one thing that makes a relationship good. I don't think that there is what you call a good or bad relationship, because all relationships have issues.
Correct.
So it's not perfect. It takes compromise. It takes communication. It takes Jesus, honestly. You got, in my opinion, you got to know God in order to deal with someone that is totally opposite of you. Because you have to be willing to compromise, as is that other person.
Correct. And so we were talking about on the last episode, taking time, and that right there, I think a lot of people do not do. They always rushing.
Yes.
I know a lot of women and men that's I want to be married, I want to be married, I want to be married, but in the relationship that they get into, they spew on that in the first part, and it's like, no, take some time to get to know that individual, know their likes and their dislikes, and you would know.
How about not even the individual yourself?
Correct.
And that's a whole nother thing.
That is, because you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself.
A lot of times in a relationship you lose yourself. And sometimes we get away from self. It sounds like
you can go into it.
We get away from knowing who we are, because we give so much in a relationship, and we get away from who we really are.
Trying to please.
Sometimes that gets scary when you break up. You be so lost at first, because you've been given to this person so much, and it gets scary. But when you start finding who you are again, it's truly a beautiful. You're like, girl, I like you.
And what about finding people that match your energy?
Right.
Now, first of all, and no shade, when you get in a relationship with somebody that got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 baby mamas, I mean, what
do you expect?
What do you expect? It's coming with a lot of baggage. If it's something that you can't deal with as an individual, then don't get yourself involved. Run far from it.
Right.
You know, and the same thing, like, oh, now I'm getting preachy. I'm sorry. So,
but why are people attracted to that?
Great
and you know that's a psychological situation, because they saw their mama do it or their daddy do it, and they saw their grandparents. People are just settling for anything, and that's all they know. Some people have never even traveled outside their own zip code.
That is true.
And so we are a product of our environment, and so it takes individuals to pull us out of it, to show us that there is many possibilities, that this is just not it.
Or how about the ones that don't know how to be alone? Like, just get out of a relationship, boom, they jump in another one, jump.
And
like,
what are they gaining?
Nothing. But are you afraid of self? Some people don't know how to be alone. Like, you ever seen people that, okay, you've been in a relationship and then they break up and you're like, where'd she come from? Or where'd he come? You was just in a relationship.
Exactly.
They don't know how to be alone.
And not only that, they don't know how to be alone. I think a lot of that just has to do with lust. And to bring it out, Juanita Bynum's for those of you that don't know, she's a prophetess out of Atlanta. She did a series, No More Sheets.
Yes.
And I employ people to revisit that, because what end up happening is that we try to find a person that's like so many people that we dealt with. You know, this person can cook, this person can clean, this person's sex is better, this person look, and we're trying to bring all of these people that we done been with to try to make this one individual that, and that's not the correct way of doing that. And a lot of us get in relation. We need to know how to be single first. Be single at heart, because what are you offering to that individual when you're tied and your body parts is tied to too many people and too many places?
That is
And
true.
so when you get to know yourself and not we're talking about, and loving you truly yourself, then you will understand your value. Okay.
Yeah.
If they're not mad, then you need to let don't.
Right. Because
Okay.
here's
You
the
don't have time
thing.
for that.
Right.
That's a good
Every
statement.
partner that you have imparts something in you
Yes.
So
that
ties.
probably wasn't yours to begin with. So
Yes.
you got all this other stuff in
Stuff.
you, and you're trying
Bag
to
lady.
right, and you're trying to find that right one. First, you
Yes.
got to get all that other stuff out.
Right.
Yes.
You
And
got-
that goes to the other thing. And again, this is Sunday. Sorry, being spiritual. Ruth Vesta.
yes,
Or
Mhm.
what was it with Esther?
Esther.
That
Ruth,
had
and-
who had to get purified before going to the king?
It was
Who was
Esther.
it?
It was Vestai and Esther, but Vestai didn't want to do.
She didn't want to do it, but it was Esther that had to
Esther.
go through the process of being mashed on to get rid of the impurities in order to show herself to be approved before the king. And we have a lot of women, no shade, I got to keep putting that out there. They want a man but don't know how to cook.
correct.
They house is nasty. They ain't got no toilet paper, don't have the right soap,
They want a man.
but they want a man.
They
But
want a man.
your man needs to take a bath and you don't have no bubble bath. You ain't got no soap.
Right. Because you're looking at social media,
Yeah.
wanting what
Yeah.
somebody else has.
Right.
Don't even know.
But
what
I
it
think
takes.
one of the things that y'all said, because it's a good subject. Even the Ecclesiastics 3 says time and season, time to plant, time for relation to be born, and it's time to either pluck up. But sometimes there's a season where you have to stay distant. It has to go through. There's a season of a process.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody don't like to talk about the process of season, but there was a story in the Bible of Jacob's first wife, which was Leah. She didn't have the sparkle. That was her. Well, many of her names. She didn't have a glow in her, but she knew how to get his attention of certain foods he ate, the pomegranate, different things, and it made her other sister. I believe it was Leah and Rachel, I believe. Yeah, Rachel. So what happened is, but she knew how to stay on point,
Right.
because at the end of the day, they both were vying for attention. Even though her sister was more attractive, she knew how to keep his interest. A meal, making things prepared. Even though she didn't have the sparkle, she had the maturity. And that's what it is. She of understanding what was in her bounds or her ability to do and what she could not do. But a lot of people don't look at that story. But she birthed out of that birth of those four was the tribe was Judah. So that's what I'm saying. You may not have people may not feel like they have the sparkle, but if you just stick with what you know and what you can do best, look what happened.
And
great
speaking of
story.
that, and whatever that you did to get that person, you need to keep it up. Okay. That's why people need to start being their genuine self. Because so many people put these faces on and they want you to see something that's not real. And so when you get into that relationship, you'll start seeing all those faults. This is like, okay, what was that at when I first met you? And so you have to be real with yourself and real with that individual. Stop trying to make it look cute. Go out regular so they can see the whole you, and so that they can love just you, not the person that you put on.
I hated the dating scene. It's so fake to me. Be who you gonna be 6 months from now.
Exactly.
Because when you first meet someone, you just like, yeah, what would you like? No,
Right.
be who you gonna be 6 months from now.
Exactly. And it may take
Be
that long to know
you
that
gonna
person.
be 6 months from
Show
now.
me who you are
Show
right
me
now.
and you never know who a person really you don't know. You learn. I'm still learning. Like, Damon, did you just do that? You still learning.
Right.
And how you start is how you finish.
It's how you finish.
And you do have to keep up with how you the person you fell in love with, or what you got him, his wheels spinning or her wheels spinning. You have to keep that up.
And I see somebody on the screen that said #self-love. Adrian Thomas, I love you. She said everyone should allow seeds to be planted until you get to truly know someone, and which is so true. Another thing that I want to talk about is open communication, because that is another thing that people are finding hard to do in relationships, is expressing their thoughts, their ideas, or their feelings. And they tend to just be closed-mouthed and closed-minded and let the other person talk, but never want to share their own feelings. What's you guys take on that?
We were never, so you're right, because we saw former relationships did not communicate. Some of them wasn't even affectionate to even hold hands or to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, I watched us not talking about my family, but it did happen in our family where I saw limited certain things of affection, but it was never when someone you knew did wrong.
Right.
Was I apologize and then I'm sorry. So it's been like a growth even for our relationship. Ours was just, it was church. Even when we had to even go out to eat or something, the whole congregation was following us,
right?
Because, you know, they were curious, but she did not have no interest in me. Her interest was focusing on moving on with life, whatever the Lord had in store for her. So for a couple of years, that's all we did was ministry. And by the time we did, I think we were attending a funeral for a member and just showing our support. And I asked her one day, I said, you know what? I think we need to just go on a date for our first time. We're going to post it and take a picture and say but that was the first time we ever had privacy time to really just talk
right,
and get to know one another, because we had to, even if there was an interest, we had to share even our time and relationship with everybody. So it was rough for us. You know, and she can elaborate on that a little bit, because it's like you were sharing your life.
You know, because Terrence got one side, so
no, it was she could tell
Missy,
it better.
You're gonna have to give us the other side, because for those you don't know, Misty,
it was at the Outback Steakhouse.
Misty used to be a part of a biker club.
Did
you?
I didn't want to say
it. But she's rough. She's from the rough side of Delaware.
Rider.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay,
so now y'all can say
it. And she gets scrap happy.
Yes.
So you know.
Don't let her shine his.
Let me tell you.
Oh no.
Misty will windmill Terrence in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
baby.
She said, "I'm all the woman you need." That's what she told me.
You know, that's why I need Jimmy here. Jimmy was like, "Oh, I'll be feeling bad for Terrence. I'm gonna keep some bail money for Misty."
Oh yeah.
That's why she was like, "What Terrence at? He's supposed to went to get the ice."
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get her one of them geotags to put in his coat.
Oh yeah.
It's all in fun though. But you learn as you go, you learn.
But you tough.
And like Missy said, everything you still learning. After it'll be 4 years, we're still learning each other. We still commute. I just say whatever because that's just who I am.
Right.
But you definitely have to respect your partner more than anything. Respect their wishes, their desires, even though you may not agree with it.
Correct.
There still has to be some level of respect.
And that goes to my next topic on that, feeling heard. And I think that a lot of people don't do that. They so quick to think it's all about them. You know what I'm saying? And you don't never ask that person what their intentions are or what was their thought process, because it could be something that's really good, because you're always talking about just you, you're not giving that other person an opportunity. For instance, on Valentine's Day, what you get me for Valentine's Day? Would you stop doing that? Could you let the man give him a chance, you know, and not just for Valentine's Day and any other day or just a regular day, you know, what you get me today? Why should that even matter? You know,
I had a great man. Every day was.
I know you did.
Whole week. No, it was just. I was shocked. I'm seriously. I never had that happen to me by any female. What she did to me, she was.
What'd she do?
She was honoring me for the type of husband I was. I never had that happen to me at all. Never have it. You know, I think I told you a little bit about my past relationships, but even with her, I surprised her at work. But every day it was like a certain menu of a meal going out here and there, and it was a gift every day leading up the whole week.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was special. I never had that happen.
So sweet.
I was surprised, you know.
So sweet.
Missy, what you get for Valentine's Day? I know Damon did something special.
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
Where he
I'm
at?
just
Damon,
kidding.
where you at in the chat?
Damon. Is Reverend Damon Martin in? Reverend?
I know he did
Damon,
something.
chime in. What did you do for Valentine's Day? I'll let you tell him.
Yeah, Damon. All right.
We'll wait for his response.
I'll let you.
You guys that are out there, as
I
soon as
don't
they
think
come
I
up
can
on the
tell
screen,
the
I'm gonna tell it.
I'm here. All right.
Damon said that he's here.
He said I'm here.
Pastor Damon.
Babe, what did you do for me for Valentine's Day?
Okay, we got to give him enough time to type it up.
Go ahead and type it.
All right. So while Damon is doing that, let's talk about mutual intimacy, which is very important in a relationship because you can't always be on the receiving side. You have to give something too.
And describe that because there's types of intimacy, not
It
just the
is.
physical.
Yeah.
you know,
Physical,
even the communication of intimacy.
we got physical, emotional,
Yep.
spiritual,
Mhm.
financially.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
Yep.
and that goes into that 50-50 play. And even if it's not 50-50, people can only give what they have.
Yeah.
So if it's 60-40, 70-30, you have to give what you have. And
Yep.
and speaking of giving what they have, the widow at the well,
Mhm.
she gave what she had,
Yes.
right?
Yes, she
Yep.
did.
Okay. So when it comes to the intimacy, matching that energy, it's not all, we're not looking at it 50-50, but the level that you're giving it on. Are you giving your all? Are you giving your 100%? I'm giving 100%. Are you giving 100% of what you have?
Mhm.
Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing?
Amazing.
To be in a relationship, not having to worry about is that person doing enough or are you doing enough?
Right.
But just having some genuine love where no matter what's going
it's
on.
not a comparison.
No.
It's just from the heart.
Just
Both
from the
ways.
heart. I'm gonna need that. Anybody out there in the
Right.
internet land, I got to find me some love. I'm tired of being around you married people.
You don't want to
It's
sell your soul.
Correct.
You don't want to
You
sell
can't
your
break my
soul.
If the price
soul.
right. No, I'm just saying.
You don't want to sell your soul.
I don't want to sell or break my soul. But yes, but that mutual intimacy. Misty, come on.
You're the expert.
I
You're
think
the
that
expert.
even if it doesn't start out that way,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that as time goes on, things change. Like the earth spins, tables turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you may not have that equal part then,
Right.
but eventually, if you keep at it, things are going to change.
Mhm.
Right.
I agree.
So I was doing my Terrence. I was being him. So I came up with 3 C's: communication, compromise, and commitment.
I like that.
I love
like
it. Communication,
that.
compromise,
Yes.
and
Yes.
commitment.
Good.
like
Okay.
that.
So with that,
like
that'll
that.
help you to discover your partner's need,
Yes.
their needs. What do they need? Not what they
Mhm.
want. But
What
did
do
we
they-
have this conversation?
I think communication is definitely the top.
You got to talk
Number
about it.
one. You
You do.
have to.
Because if
Please
you
talk
don't,
it out.
then you're going to be going to bed mad, and then that
Mhm.
person going to
Or
be on the
just
couch.
guessing.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you could just have a bad day, don't have anything to do with me, but your energy
Mhm.
just off. And I could just think it's me. Like, what's wrong with you?
Mhm.
Right.
Ain't nothing. And it doesn't have anything, but I take that in
Mhm.
and now I go to bed with it and I lay down on that. And
Right.
it has nothing to do with me. But because you just didn't communicate that something happened at your job,
Mhm.
now it's all in me.
And let me tell you, those that are out there listen to this podcast, Missy is my best friend,
Hey,
and she will not. If she feels some type of way, she will bring it out.
I can't.
She got to have some clarification. She can't.
I
So
can't. I have that.
I love that about you,
very-
though. I mean, like
just
you read
can't.
into it too much.
You do.
You do.
I just don't like negative energy. I just like to understand.
Mhm.
And maybe it's a good or a bad, but let's talk about it. What's wrong? Why you acting like that?
Right.
What's going on?
What's going on? Let me know.
Why you looking like that?
Okay. Not why you know what? I'm
What's
trying to be
wrong with
serious. I'm
you?
trying to be serious,
I
Lord.
just want to know.
But you know, it'd be some people that come to the events and stuff and they face just be all scrunched up.
Yeah,
And
I
then I
just
look
feel
at
like-
Missy, I'm like, why that face?
I don't know. Let's find out.
What's wrong with you?
Because I just feel like everybody I don't know. When you come in my space, I just
Mhm.
want everybody to be happy.
Amen to that. How do we break negative patterns, Terrence?
Work at them.
How do we
Right
break
about
them?
that,
Because I
yeah.
know you got an answer to this.
No, I think that some things can be hereditary and generational. I know they talk things about spiritual, but I think there's some generational cycles, and I believe there's hereditary cycles. And sometimes they say you are what you eat, but I like to say you are what you meet, pretty much. Oh, what did he do? Yeah,
okay, so Damon
did
chimed
that.
back. I saw it. He said nothing but flowers and chocolate as a gift, but time. Well, like,
Oh, David.
Damon always doing something special. Now,
Sunday sermon.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a member of your church, Damon.
Missy, don't follow him
Me and
up.
you.
Don't fuel
you
the
know
fire.
what? You know, I'm not gonna comment on that because the Bible says that the gifts and callings is without reproach. So I don't
That's
know what
right.
God got in store from him.
Reverend
So
Damon.
I'm not touching that with a hot stick.
Me
Okay.
either.
I'm not gonna tell him. All right, so let's talk about this being the main and not the side. Okay. So
Ooh.
being the main partner and not the side partner, and everybody can kind of read into that however they want to, but a lot of people are the side and they content with that.
I can honestly say a lot of people are okay with being the side.
Yep.
A lot of people are
Wow.
okay.
A lot of
with
people
that.
want that.
But you know what I've learned though,
Mhm.
because I have friends honestly that are okay with being the side, but that's because when they were the main, they were hurt. I've got girlfriends that were married and that are now divorced, and they will never marry again. And their theory is that they're okay with being the side because I would rather her hurt than me ever again.
How are you comfortable?
Wow.
Because there's nothing
here's the
attached to
thing.
that.
Here's
When
the
you're
thing.
aside,
Yeah.
you don't do anything. You don't do laundry. You don't do none of that.
Right.
So you're getting
Wow.
the benefits without the work.
But here's the to finish it up. How are
Wow.
you comfortable in
Correct.
giving that individual advice on their main relationship?
Correct.
And how is that individual comfortable in receiving that advice?
Or
It don't
having
make sense.
or having
You
a
can't- you can't-
dialogue.
You can't make that make sense to me, because if you decide person and you giving advice on how they should do their relationship, but you're the causation of some of the problems that's happened in the relationship. Somebody please help me
But
to make that make sense.
society has said
It's
acceptable.
okay.
Your
It's
side,
okay.
society
Yeah.
is saying that you're
It's
free to do.
okay.
There you go.
And the thing of it
That's
is that
Society
here's
does.
the kicker though.
Mhm.
They have one up on you because
Correct.
I'm the side,
Mhm.
right? I'm the side. I know all about you.
Mhm.
So I'm cool. You the one who's stupid.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
I know about you.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying? I know where he at. When he doesn't answer, I know why, because he's with
Mhm.
you. And I'm cool with that. You have to deal with that headache.
Mhm.
So the
So,
side, right? That is
And
true.
in all actuality, honey, I'm good. I get at him when I want to. I be with him when I want to. When I don't, I don't. And at the end of the day, you got to deal with that headache.
Right.
Mhm.
Because that side person knows everything
They know
about
everything.
the main person.
Yeah.
They know her birthday. They know
They
where
know
she worked.
everything.
They know they know everything.
And then
You don't know nothing
Yeah.
about them, but they know everything
The
about
only
you.
thing they do know is
Mhm.
he's not going to leave
Correct.
her for her.
Right.
That's the only thing.
And they
Yeah.
okay
And guess
with
what?
that.
And
I
they
don't
okay.
want you to leave her.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
hmm
That's deep.
It
That is
is.
some deep.
Wow.
Okay. So before we
I like it. This is good real
Yeah.
talk.
this is, but
Yeah.
I'm
love it.
gonna have to save that topic for something else.
Right.
So I'm going to switch this because I feel like that can be some real juicy stuff.
Juicy.
Tea with Missy D.
T with Missy D, y'all better look out for that. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get our podcast going, Damon.
Damon don't know it yet, but that man came about to be turned into a studio. But hey, he just texted me earlier about some cameras. I was like, yes,
Right.
Get that.
Coming to a theater near you.
Okay. Maintaining relationship balance. Respecting your partner's privacy. Real quickly about the telephones. Do your partner has access to your telephone?
Yes.
If
He
he
does.
wants it, he can.
He does. He doesn't
yeah,
go
she
in
can
it,
look
but
at
he
mine.
does. Yeah.
And I think that yes, that's
She even have access to the account. I don't. Yeah, listen,
Right. I
I'll
mean,
give it a
there,
shot.
there shouldn't be any secrets once you get to that level, especially if
Yeah.
you're married. Now, if you're boyfriend and girlfriends, whatever,
Right.
you shouldn't. Who cares? But when you're married, you know you on a greater level of trusting and understanding. You know what I'm saying? But for those that are you, because everybody ain't married, that is just boyfriend and girlfriends partnered up about these phones. Stay out of their phones. You ain't married yet. You don't only married folks
Now
have
let's
that right.
take away marriage.
Stay out that phone.
Stay out of it.
Because you know it ain't nothing but a bunch of
Here's
porn.
the tea about it. If you're not married, stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do go in it and you see whatever the hell you looking for, if you're not about to leave him alone, keep it to yourself. Because once you see what you see and then you go back to him after you done seen what you see, how stupid do you look?
And there be some old stuff.
Right? Because now you done scroll and you see Susie Q and you see him and you see their conversations. And now he know that you know everything, but you still gonna lay down with him later. So really, who you hurting?
Right. And
you
then
just
and then other things is what's in your phone.
Right.
Right.
Oh. That part.
Show me.
Show me
Send
what's
me
in
a
your
pic.
phone. Did we talk about that?
We did.
Oh God, that was your brother, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna pass that up. Don't overestimate your importance. In maintaining a relationship balance, respecting each other's privacy, accept disagreements. Sometimes it's okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody don't know everything, you know.
Right.
Okay. Respecting your partner's wishes and considering each other in decision making, which is very important, especially when it's going to be coming out the joint account.
Yeah.
Let me know what's going on. What we doing? What we doing?
Right. What we doing?
Yeah.
You guys, I really enjoyed this conversation.
I did
enjoyed this.
Oh my God. It was just
over already.
I know, right?
we can get we got 60 seconds for the last thoughts. Final thoughts, Terrence.
He said, "You stay on my phone." No, that's all I gotta say.
I do stay in your phone.
That's all I gotta say.
So Damon done put on the screen on
Oh,
Facebook
man.
and told Missy, you stay in my phone.
Oh man.
Oh.
Missy.
I do stay in your phone.
I love it.
I don't know,
love it.
Reverend Damon. What you gonna do about that?
Revy Rev.
Listen, we gotta get Damon a new phone.
Yes, but your phone, his phone is
Listen, I'm
raggedy.
taking that phone. I'm taking a hammer to it.
His phone is raggedy.
I cannot believe that. So you stay in this phone.
I do.
do.
Oh
I
my
do
God.
stand his. We talk about no worries.
Misty, any final thoughts before we close out?
No final thoughts.
No suggestions?
No, just communication.
Don't worry, be happy.
What was it? 3 C's: communication,
Yes.
Commitment. Oh no, it was communication, compromise, and commitment.
communication, compromise, and commitment. The 3 things, whether you're single or whether you're married.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Those are 3 things you should want to live by.
Yes.
Those are great.
Missy, what you got? Final thoughts?
I want to piggyback on karma.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts: do unto others as you will have them do unto you. That way you are right. Treat people how you want to be treated.
I like that. And that's going to wrap up this show with Detroit Key Club Live Conversation. Thank you to my guests, my co-hosts today, not guests, co-hosts, Terrence, Misty, and Missy. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time out to join me.
Thank you for
our
having
little
us.
show. I
It was
really
such a pleasure.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Make sure you guys tune in to the next episode. And until then, be safe. Peace.
Peace.